as soon as I went through administrative processing, I didn't even understand I had been declined. Didn't understand what that meant. And without reading your videos on YouTube, I spent hours and hours researching. And I
Right.
was explaining to my husband at the time, look, like we were only at month 1 or 2. I'm like, listen, this guy on YouTube, there's a writ of mandamus. I don't know what we would have done without the writ of mandamus.
Well,
Seriously.
yeah, well tell me about it.
Okay. Well, my husband, who I met like I think 15 years ago, I live in Toronto, and it was really stressful because my husband's retiring the end of May, and we were trying to figure out like where we're gonna live. And he wanted to buy like a second condo in Georgia or somewhere, and I can't even guarantee I can be out of Canada for longer than 6 months. As soon as I went through administrative processing, I didn't even understand I had been declined. Didn't understand what that meant. And without reading your videos on YouTube, I spent hours and hours researching. And I
Right.
was explaining to my husband at the time, look, like we were only at month 1 or 2. I'm like, listen, this guy on YouTube, there's a writ of mandamus.
What was your reaction when you found out that you got approved?
I honestly, it was like, wow, like brilliant. But like, I still want to know, like, what if we didn't file the lawsuit? It's revolting. And the whole idea is like nobody tells you anything.
What advice would you give to someone who is frustrated because they're stuck in administrative processing?
Well, they need a writ of mandamus, and I consider you like the rash. Like it, like you literally don't go away. Seriously, like you're and when I had like researched my own and found that like they did this deliberately to go to like issued or declined because they didn't want writ of mandamus lawsuits, I was disgusted by that because you're not telling people the truth. And if you have questions, then like how can this all be secret? That's the part I don't like. I don't understand. And I did read the affidavits in connection with the Minoz lawsuit. And there are people that worked at the embassies that admitted it was arbitrary, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. They're not honest, right? Like,
No, they're not. And they don't care at all. And the only solution, I think, is to either try to wait it out or to file a lawsuit. Because when you file a lawsuit, you can get this resolved and you can press them.
as soon as they know you're going to fight it, that's when they're like, "Oh, this isn't going away." Which it's
Well,
revolting because what does this say about people that don't have the finances, right?
well, I hope that through the work that we do, eventually we will put enough pressure on the agency that they will start to rethink what they're doing. Because I've been practicing immigration law for long enough to know that it wasn't always like this. People would go to their interviews, they would get their visas approved, and we didn't think that that was anything special. We just thought that was the way things should work.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until only a few years ago that everyone started to be putting into administrative processing. And the problem is not any kind of additional review that they're doing. The problem is that the review, if they are doing a review, they never complete it. So someone like you goes in and is put in administrative processing, and you're just left to be stuck in limbo
Mhm.
indefinitely without any information. But what I wanted to do
Yeah.
today is basically, I wanted to congratulate you.
Thank
And
you. Thank
I
you.
wanted to take the time to thank you for giving us a chance to help you. And it's, I mean, I'm sorry that you needed our help to begin with. And,
Well,
but nevertheless, it makes me happy to know that you will have this sorted out and we'll be on your way.
for sure. And I mean, the price of this lawsuit was not like I don't consider that expensive. Like compared to what we paid our immigration lawyer that like really didn't do much for us, right? finally the dream has come true. But I gotta say, your staff was awesome.
That's great.
I had someone helping. If you didn't do the mandamus, I like how much longer would I be like indefinitely, right? You guys have been awesome. And like even my husband was like, "What is this?" And I was explaining. He's like, "And this is like it's like for an item of jewelry, right?"
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Take care.
All
Lynn.
right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.